everybody, Roxabox90 here with another Top 10 EDH Commander card countdown. So today we're going to go through the Rakdos colored cards, that's black and red for those who don't know, and we're going to go from, again, same criteria applying. We're going to have cards that fit into the categories of being really good in Rakdos builds, but also really good in 3 and 5 color decks as well. And we also want the cards to go from the most specific use to the most broad, wide used across decks. We'll start at number 10 with Cauldron Dance. It's 6 mana for an instant. Play Cauldron Dance only during combat, which is a limiting factor, but you get to return a creature card from your graveyard to play, and it gives it haste, but you have to return the creature to your hand. So either way, it's a creature into play and then back to your hand. You don't really lose much in that sense. And then put a creature card from your hand into play. That creature gains haste, put into the graveyard end of turn. So obviously this is kind of a cheat effect. You can cheat something into play, you can take something back from your graveyard. It's a very versatile, interesting card. The only real problem is that it's 6 mana, and a lot of decks would be scared off from using it in that sense, but the art is really weird and bizarre. The card itself is very cool. The only problem is that it's a specific card, so that's why it's number 10. Number 9, we have Sire of Insanity, and yes, he is insane. 6 for a 6/4 demon. A big card in standard for a very short time, but now he's whatever he is. He's 6 for a 6/4 demon. The beginning of each end step, each player discards his or her hand, and this is why he's at number 9, is that though he is very good, he's very limited. Only certain decks would use him, and usually those are the ones who want to A, create havoc, B, are demon-based decks, or C, want to really screw up other control players, i.e. they're a more aggro deck. But this card can sit in play and really wreck long-term players, especially because card advantage is really important for a lot of decks, and he makes sure everyone is equal in that sense. Very neat card. Number 8, we have Karavek the Merciless. Just an awesome name, by the way. Really cool art, too. The reason he's number 8, 7 mana for a 5/4 legendary creature. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, he deals damage to a target creature or player equal to that spell's mana cost. So long term, this guy is crazy, especially because you play him turn 7. Most spells being played after that are insanely out of this world. But, of course, the problem being that he's 7 mana to cast, and he's limited by the fact that probably only Rakdos decks would really seriously run him. It's much harder for 3 and 5 color decks to consider running him, given both his expense and also that his ability is very good, but not always super powerful. And he tends to become a huge target on the field if he is becoming a problem in that sense. So he's all sorts of things. He's really cool. Commander, he's a bit difficult because he's 7 mana, but overall he's a really fun card, and that's why he's number 8. Number 7, we have Torrent of Souls. 4 and a hybrid for a sorcery, which is its only real drawback. Return 1 creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield if 1 black was spent to cast it. Creatures target player controls get 2/0 in haste until end of turn if a red was spent. So if you play a red and a black, which most black-red decks would, then you get to do both effects, which means you get a creature back from your graveyard to play, and all your creatures, or target player, but probably you, get 2/0 and haste. For 5 mana, it's huge value, huge use, easily splashable in a whole lot of decks. Of course, the problem being it's sorcery speed and it's only your graveyard, but it's still a pretty awesome card. Number 6, we have Havoc Festival. I would put this card higher, but I'm trying to stick to my own criteria. This card is so much fun to use. It's 4, a red and a black for an enchantment, locks down life gain, players can't gain life, and the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player loses half their life. This is a clock. The art is gorgeous. It makes the game suddenly a frenzy, which is good and bad, but mostly it's a lot of fun. Every time I play it, I find the board itself just shifts around this card, causes lots of fun chaos, and is this a demon burning his face? Yes, it is. Great card, freaking awesome, but of course, limited in the sense that not a huge number of decks would run it. Number 5, we have Rakdos Return. He's the demon. X black and a red for a sorcery. X damage target opponent. That player discards X cards. Surprised it wasn't quite as powerful in standard as I expected it to be, but it's a really strong card in EDH Commander. Very flexible, very splashable, almost always useful. 1v1 builds, love it, but in multiplayer builds it's a little less useful, given that you can only really hit 1 player. But its effect can't be denied. It knocks players' hands down to size, and it does damage in an equal scale. So if you can get up turn 5, 6, 7, 8, you can potentially wipe out a whole player's hand, usually costing them the game and a lot of their life. If you can copy this spell, it can completely wreck boards. Sees a lot of play, fairly flexible. Sorcery speed though, and the fact that it limits to one target, number 5. Number 4, we have Dreadbore. Everyone knows this card, black and a red for a sorcery, kills a creature or a planeswalker. Sorcery is the big reason that it's number 4, but it's very flexible, flat out kills a creature or planeswalker, which in EDH is quite common. Sorcery speed is the real reason it hurts, but otherwise it's always worth its value. Easily splashable in lots of decks. Number 3, we have Olivia Voldaren. She's both probably the strongest commander of the black-red color, and she's very, very powerful in general. Easily splashable, very, very strong. Her effects are ridiculous long-term, and she is just gorgeous. The art is gorgeous. She's a vampire, works well with vampire tribal builds, works very well with removal, makes herself stronger. There's so many things going for her. She's really, really great, but she's not quite as flexible as the first 2 options, which we're getting to now. Still a fantastic card. Number 2, we have Army Ants. Yep, this card from Visions is that cool. Do not underestimate the power of many against one. Sidar Jabari. Awesome name. 3 mana for a 1/1 insect. Not a big deal, right? Tap it, sack a land, destroy a land. Put a basic land of yours into it to kill a Cabal Coffers. Guy's Cradle. It's flexible. Black-red, though they do have land removal, don't usually have such powerful targeted removal. And the fact this card's really powerful utility, you can use it in a lot of different decks. I'm a huge fan of this card. It's awesome. And for number 1, we have Rakdos Charm. Yeah, not quite the most powerful card in this list by far, but it is the most splashable. It's black and a red, that's it. Instant speed. Exiles all cards in a graveyard, so it locks down Reanimators. It's in order to prevent people from abusing graveyards. Sees a lot of play in that sense. Destroys an artifact, which is always good for 2 mana. Or each creature does 1 damage to its controller, which against token builds is usually a game-ending card. The fact that it can do so many things, it's very cheap, and it fits into so many decks is the reason it's number 1. And come on, guys. He's got a burning axe. He's got Rakdos on a burning axe. It's awesome. Anyway, that's my top 10 list for the Rakdos color. If you guys liked the video, please take the time to tap that like button to show me that you care and you want to see the next color, which I will rely on you guys to comment down below and let me know which guild you want to see next. I'm looking forward to hearing back from you guys on my top 10 list. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.